Everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I have a wonderful envelope here for my friend Celeste, who is Woodland Inspired on YouTube. So yeah, definitely go check her out. She makes some beautiful things. So I am going to open this. I don't want to show the address, so I'm just going to trim off the top of the envelope here very carefully. And I pray I didn't snip anything. I've cut that much off. Okay, because I could feel that there's something as tall basically as the envelope in here. Looks like she's got some cardboard protecting things. Oh, I hope I'm not showing that. No, okay. Thought I showed it for a second. Okay, so this is what was inside. Oh, that's so nice. Friends are flowers that never fade. Isn't that the truth? All right, let me move my garbage closer here, just so that if I need it, I've got it. Take this off, and this is gorgeous. This will be fun to use even in the journal that I'm making now, so thank you for that. And some cardboard to keep things safe. Same thing I do. Cereal boxes are great. Isn't this fun? With all kinds of things stamped on it. And this paper, is that green? Because it looks more gray than green. That painter's masking paper on the roll. Mine's more green than this, but I'm sure they aren't like really worried about the color, since it's just as far as being the same from roll to roll. So very cool, because this one's a little more gray, and she stamped it. That's very nice. Thank you so much. That was super kind of you. And there's another one, and this is a more of the packing paper and just a craft color. All kinds of neat goodies on here. Look, these are neat. I don't have any of these. I don't have a whole lot of new stamps. Most of my stamps are older, except I did just get the ones from my husband. I need to play with those. So thank you, thank you. That's awesome. And Celeste is also on Instagram, and I'll put her links in the description box below this video, so if you are interested, you can go over and see her. She does lovely tags with die cuts and things. Very pretty. Okay, so let's see. Oh, look, this tag is great. I love the idea of making a big ticket. Wouldn't that be fun to do a whole tag journal with the ticket shape? That is super cute. I love that, because you could just cut a rectangle and then use your corner rounder and do your little ticket edges. And then you could do a whole little journal out of that. Well, that's what I might have to do next. I'm feeling a grungy attack, so I may do a grungy journal. 50. Ay. Aw, these are so nice. So yeah, she's Celeste Gardner at Woodland Inspired. So yeah, definitely go check her out. And then some beautiful embossed paper. That's gorgeous. Thank you, thank you. I can emboss that and use it in this journal as well. And then some of her wonderful tags. And I'm assuming, Celeste, that you have an Etsy shop. I have not gotten that far. My days are always nutty, but I'm assuming she does, and she probably sells these lovely tags. Just super fun because it's very neutral. And yeah, those are great. Thank you so much. That was so kind of you to send extra little bits. Not necessary, but very kind. I'm just trying to get this little thing off. But I'll go look and link her Etsy as well. So happy birthday to you. Oh, look at that little key cat. That's an old one. Okay, so the collage pages. The brown was stamped with stays on ink. Okay. It is the green, because she says green was stamped with distress ink, so it will bleed. So this one was stays on, so that'll stay put, but if this gets wet at all, it'll bleed. So thank you for telling me that, because that could surprise you if you weren't expecting it, right? And then she's also I've done this little pocket with all kinds of goodies. Oh, look at that little birdie napkin applique there. And it's full of little like tickets and things. Homemade. And one of these little file folders. I have a little tiny one of these, but they're only about that big. I have a punch that does that. Oh, and these, I do have these as well, these stamps. These are super cool. I always just end up using part of them. I'm so bad. But yeah, these are great, all stamped out and on some nice cardstock. I don't know why I never do anything like that. It's just, you know, it's a mad rush around here trying to do all the things. So thank you for your very kind card. We are all in good health. Thank you so much. So kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful tag, beautiful little tickets and things to use on other items. So yay. I love stuff like that. And these will be super fun to use too in collage or whatnot. We may even have to use one today. I love this. My journal, it says. Very cool. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Celeste. Very kind. And do go check her out. I love this. I love these buttons. Those feel like they're that like washi tape that's denim, and then did you die cut them or did they come already punched out like that? That's super cool. And I love this. So great. Thank you, thank you. All of you guys just have made fabulous things, and I feel very fortunate and lucky to have you guys and have you willing to send me such beautiful items. It's just really heartwarming, so thank you. All right, so what we're going to do today is attempt to make one of these, and I kind of failed on this one. I mean, I don't think it's awful, but I used a big, long paper clip in here, and you can really see it. Like, it, you know, the stuff ridges over it. I don't think this paper was thick enough that I used. So I've got some manila file folder. It's a piece from the cover that I, you know, had cut off. And I think that'll be a little thicker. And I'm going to use a smaller paper clip, even though that means that, you know, it'll slide in here. These will be glued together. This is something that Gail has done, Gail Augustinelli, and a lot of other people. So this is definitely not my idea. But anyway, you take a piece of paper, and I'll tell you what this one is. This one is 6 by 2, so 2 by 6 inches. And then this one is barely less than 2. See, if you can see, it's just a tiny bit smaller so that it doesn't hang out. You just don't want it to hang out of this one. That's all. And this one I cut length at, I can't even remember because I just did it, you know, what would fit. So this one's 5, 2 by 5, 2 by 6, tiny bit smaller than 2 on that, just so that it fits inside. Then you put your paper clip on. And then what we'll do is glue all over this on both sides. Put it into here where it's just a tiny bit, you know, away from the edges. You glue this down like that, and then you're able to slide things in. It's like a big paper clip. So what I'm going to do, the reason I made this shorter, because you can obviously make it so it goes right up to there, and Gail has done them where she cuts a slit here and the paper clip can kind of stick out, and then you can put a little tie or something on it. I'm going to glue it down a little bit further, glue it at the top here, and put an eyelet in like I did on this one. So it's more like an actual tag, and we'll cut the corners off. And then it'll stick out from the page a tiny bit, and then you can have like some fun fabric or something on there, almost like a tab for your page, but it's a paperclip tab. And then you can decorate both sides of these. I'm going to actually do this one, I think, for, I'll do this one. And we're going to use one of my little mushroom houses that are in my Etsy shop, and then this is one of my wee flower fairies just shrunk down. It's one of the fussy cuts. I just shrunk it down in size. And I use an app called Print to Size. And that gives you, you can make them big, small, whatever you want. So yeah. So how y'all doing? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. We had a very nice weekend. I'm going to actually go ahead and ink this around too. I mean, It wasn't wonderful because the weather was awful, but that's like a must for Memorial Day. I've decided that's just the way it is. So like, because it's going to be awful today too. Well, for you, it'll be Monday for me, Sunday, but and then it's supposed to clear all up on Tuesday basically. So it's Memorial Day. I'm telling you, it's cursed. It really is cursed. I honestly believe, because it just seems like no matter what, that day is just a big mess. So, anywho, that's the deal. Let me see if I've got a little dauber for, oopsie. And I do, there it is. For the Mermaid Lagoon. Oh, somebody asked me. This purple is Dusty Concord, Distress Oxide. And then I'm using Mermaid Lagoon, Distress Oxide, and Spun Sugar. And those are the three that I'm using the most. And then, of course, my Walnut Stain or Vintage Photo. I just kind of always use those. But anyway. So I'm just taking my mushroom. You can see this one. I snipped it a little. That's how it ended up being mine instead of selling it, because I snipped that edge with the laser. So, duh on my part on that one. I gotta grab something. Hold on. I had that over out of the way. Doesn't it look lovely? So lovely. It's just stains. It's nothing gross, just stains in there. And where did I put? Oh my goodness. Hold on, sorry, I always have to forget something. But anyway, I just have coffee in here. And then Distress Oxide in tumbled glass and shabby shutters. I got those for my birthday. Those are the only two colors I have of that. But it's fun because see how it does the speckly thing. And then I'm going to set this aside to dry. So those are super simple. If you want those mushrooms, you know, just simply done. You could, of course, make them like super fancy too. I'll just do this side. And then I'm actually going to use the walnut stain on that. Just a little around the edges. So it shows up nicely. Yeah, these are super fun to make, these little paperclip things. And of course, you can do them a million different ways. You could do them round. You could do smaller, bigger. You can do them so they go over the page this way and are big. I think that's the kind that Gail does. I mean, there's a million ways you can do these altered paper clips. And if you search altered paper clips on YouTube, I'm sure you will find just numerous ways to make them. I think everybody's had a go once or a million times. I mean, honestly, they're very popular to do, so you can do them with fabric, paper, whatever. So yeah, they're fun. They're fun to play with. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else we want to just kind of stick on here for a little interest. I might want some of that. You know what I'm thinking is the little doors behind the mushroom are going to need something else so that they look a little bit different. Or the door and the window. That one's cool because it's got lots of gold on it. So I'll probably put one of those on, but I'm kind of thinking this little piece, just that little bit of black is kind of a pop. Mount it maybe over here more. Just to bring out that black in that bumblebee. So yeah, we didn't do a whole lot exciting. We did have some friends come to town, like I mentioned before, and had a little, I mean, if you could call it a barbecue last night. We sat out in the garage and kind of just watched it rain, and then we came in, had some dinner. Came into the house because it wasn't nice enough to like go barbecue outside. I'm always glad that we're not big on camping when the weather's like that on Memorial Day, because I just, oh, would that not be just a bummer to go out somewhere and want to camp and y'all end up sitting in the camper or whatever. I don't know. Some people aren't bothered by it and just do whatever they're going to do, which is great. That's how you should be, but I'm just a wimp, so I'm not much of a camper. So I'm just going to take and put glue just up at the top up here where the purple paper isn't going to reach to, and close this. And then we will punch a hole in it and make our tag top area. Need my crocodile. I don't know why I can't ever remember the name of that. This was a lovely gift, so thank you. And then push that in, and I want the larger side. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to come a little bit closer. I think I kind of left quite a bit of room there. I'm not going to leave as much this time. And it would probably like that a lot more if I let the glue dry completely, but I think I will use a white eyelet again, just because it goes well with the spattering and all that, even though a lot of that will get covered. I know. Oops. If you can manage to get it to grab it, it works great. That's totally user error there. We're gonna go to a wedding next weekend of one of my daughter's good friends from high school is getting married, and a very nice family. So yeah, that'll be fun to go see. Okay, so see, that's just gonna fit right inside of there. So we'll go ahead and glue that in while we're waiting for our mushroom to get all the way dry. And you kind of just want to get your paper clip centrally located. And then you kind of just need lots of glue, honestly. And you want to make sure you get like your corners so that they glue down well. But these are super fun. You could do all different things. You could do the little flags instead of the tag shape. Would also be a fun way to do it. But you really want to get your corners, because that way when you're sliding it onto the paper, whatever, you know, it's going to go well. It's going to not get caught up on everything and get the edge well. And it probably is better with a bigger paper clip, but the only bigger paper clip I had, I used in there. And it even has that coating on it, that rubberized coating, which made it even thicker. So I would say use paper clips that are just the metal. That might be better as far as not ending up with a super thick paper clip underneath, which was my problem with that one. I mean, it's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not the way I would have liked it to be. And then you just got to make sure you put something in there before it sets up entirely, to make sure it's not stuck together all the way. So I'm just going to take this piece of file folder and slip it in here. My husband did get to go play. You can probably hear him. He went out in the rain this morning in his quad on his Razor. It's a two-seater that you sit side by side, almost like a little car, really. ATV, all-terrain vehicle. And so he went out and rode that with his friend, our friends that came to town with the husband. And so they got all muddy and and wet and whatever. And of course they had a blast, so that's awesome. But he put new tires on it, and so we had to go get a trailer for it yesterday. That was not an expense we were planning on. It's like, well, stop playing with that thing. It just costs us money every time. So anyways, wasn't thrilled about that aspect of it, but so I want her on there. I'm going to tip her a little bit, maybe so that the wing doesn't get caught up with that. And then we'll put our little mushroom house here. I'm going to go get the little mushroom house dry, and I'll be right back. I'm going to put a little bit of this walnut stain around the edge. It was just about dry. I probably could have been fine just grabbing it, but I went and blasted it a little with the heat gun, and ta-da. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, I think, is just glue it on a piece of this somewhere so that the door is another color. I kind of like that pink, but I can't get because of the direction. Maybe I'll use this one instead then. That just might be fun to have that bright pink on the door. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I do like that too, but we'll just do this. So these little mushrooms, I just cut them with my Glowforge. And you get a whole batch of them. I think it's like 24 plus or something like that. And that way you can just play with them. They're all different sizes. They're not all tiny like this. I think there's only 2 of the tiny ones, and of course I'm using them both up right now. But they're super cute. So yeah. Oh, and somebody didn't like the inking. I'm sorry. I just don't have time to do all my inking ahead of time, and a lot of times I use things I don't even know I'm going to use when I'm doing a video. So if you don't like it, you can fast forward through the videos too. So that's a great feature, because that way you don't have to, you know, watch me fiddle fart around with stuff. I know that's a real ho-hummer, but unfortunately it's just part of the deal. And like I said, no matter how much planning I do, there's always something I use that maybe I wasn't planning on or didn't know I was going to use. So yeah, it's just kind of part of the deal. It's the whole package, you know. So yeah. I'm not for everybody, I guess, is the way it is with all of us, right? Everybody has their things. And that is fine. Okay, so this is obviously another part you're probably going to want to fast forward through. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit it again. I probably shouldn't have done it the first time, but I forgot I was going to back it. See, that's the perfect example of forgetting what you were going to need to do. Okay, so that will go there like these. Yeah, I think that'll be cute. I like the little dots of black back there and stuff. Just adds a little something. And this one too, I shrunk down. I just did a whole page of the fussy cuts shrunk down. So this glue's been super temperamental, and I don't know if it's because we've had rain and all kinds of weird weather. Probably need to go soak the tip again in hot water. That would help. Let's get it straight, Amy. Be a little hard to have the chimney sticking all the way up off of there, huh? Okay, let's get some glue on our bee and our little fairy. Tiny little fairy on this one. I mean, she's got her own wings. She could fly, but how fun would it be to ride a bumblebee? That's what I thought. So I was like, yeah. It's kind of like the one that looks like she's falling and she's holding on to the dandelion seed. I suppose she would not be really falling because she can fly, but I don't know. It's just cute. The bee's giving her a ride home to her little mushroom house. Yeah, that paper clip worked better. I mean, there's a little bit of a lump there, but it's not quite as that other one was. And you could put the flowers on there too. The flowers would be cute. Well, maybe we'll put some of the flowers on the other side. Cut out all kinds of stuff. So I have got, this is the one I was talking about that looks like she's falling, but she's got wings, so she wouldn't be falling, but maybe she's just taking a ride, right? Okay. The silly things I make. Use some of the flowers. little guy fit? See, the fun part about decorating both sides is then, you know, you're going to be able to see a side on each page that you clip it onto. So it's kind of nice to have that way. This one might also, where did it go? The one with the little frog might be cute too. Yeah, maybe we'll do that one. And then something will be tied through their fabric so you won't see that whole eyelet, crunched eyelet there. Is there another tiny flower? I know I cut out a slew of flowers last night, so. While we were watching Stranger Things, my husband, I loved the first season of that just because it was so off the wall, right? You know, and I mean, it's still real off the wall, but it's kind of gotten a little darker than I like stuff, so I'm not liking it as much as I did the first season, but if you like it, then, or if you like that type of thing, then you'll probably like it. I'm just, like I said, a wimp. I think I'm going to use the Dusty Concord on these. Like my glue finger there? It's fabulous, right? Let's use this one. There's a few different styles of flowers in the We Flower Fairies digital. So that's kind of fun to have some variety of what you might like to use. And they're all paper flowers that I made. So they're just kind of different and fun. I mean, obviously easy for anyone to make, but it's great if you can just cut them out, right? That's what I say. Okay. Let's get those glued on. Maybe we'll put a little piece of this sparkly paper on too. The gold sparkles. I could punch a hole in that. We'll just figure out where we want it. That will help cover up that kind of not so beautiful eyelet there. And I know that's white, but I can see it just enough to hopefully get the hole punched. Barely. Oops. Not if I use that end, I can't. Okay, let's see. I can kind of see it. All right. Yeah, that'll work nice to cover that up a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to get it to stick well enough over it. I think it'll work with the tacky glue well enough. And then once it's, you know, kind of tied down with some fabric, it should be fine. We can put some of that eyelash trim on there would be good. Or even a piece of the trim that Celeste included in her package. Be cute. Okay. Don't want to cover up all that manila file folder because it came out pretty cool with the spatters. And they look like they're having a blast. Dancing and carrying on in the flowers. I totally covered up the center of that flower. Oh well. Maybe I'll make a little something to put down there. Or we could just do like, I don't know if this would work. It's too big. Everything you think is small enough is not small enough for those because they're so tiny. Could put a number on there. Let's use and this I just got at Staples. It's just all numbers, so you can put, you know, whatever number you want. Okay, and I'm going to use, I think I'll use the Mermaid Lagoon. Make sure, yeah. Right under his little feet. Okay, now that's all ready to go. We'll just put some trim on there. I think I'll use the eyelash because that'll really give you the fuzzies out of the... But to maybe keep from having to try to tie it, because that's something I don't love trying to do with this. Because it's not the funnest to fiddle with for long. I think I'll just kind of do this. Where's my... And I'll take a little piece of the one she gave me. So I've just put it through the hole, and I'm sure y'all have done this, but if you're new, it might be new. And we're just going under and going to tie a little knot using this. That way we don't have to try to tie a knot with the eyelash trim and have all the little eyelashes getting out of control. At least that's the problem I have. I don't know. I'm sure there's some trick, but I haven't figured it out. Other than this. This is my trick. Okay, so then you'll get a little extra too. And I don't think I want it quite that long. Sticking out of the journal, but trim that one little bit off. And there we go. And I will show you in the journal what that would look like. Sorry, got to get that pin back in there or I'll never get the glue out again. Sorry, I have a bunch of tissue paper here to work on the next little thing we're going to do. So, for example, this will just go right on here. And then you can also obviously clip something under there. And that's as far as, oh, we forgot to do the corners. I knew it looked weird. I was like, what is missing? It's the corners. It didn't get trimmed off yet. So let's make sure they're in there right, because it's pretty thick. Should have done this much earlier. There we go. And I got this on Amazon, and it's just, instead of a corner rounder, it just does a flat edge, you know, for a tag, which is awesome. Okay. Let's try that again. And it is going to stick out. I mean, it's going to stick off the page because I left that like almost ½ an inch space. So when you close it, it's going to stick out. But we're going to have it in the file folder too, and it just sticks out a little. I don't think that that's a big deal. But see? Nice. All right, so that one is done. Now let's see. We've got our little lady on the ladybug. And we've got all the little, I use tissue paper, and then I have all kinds of scraps and other pieces of paper. Okay. So we're going to decorate our library card and time card finally. It's taken me forever to get to this point, but I got there. So we're going to do this one first, and I'm going to take tissue paper, and I'm sorry, I know it's loud and obnoxious, but this a little bit more because I want that texture. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue all over the front of this, and I've done stuff like this using sewing pattern tissue. That works great too, because that gives you just, if you just want more of that vintage yellowed look, or you know, almost like you inked it, then that works great for that. But I kind of want some of this purple, and then you can just wrinkle it up however you like. I don't feel like I got enough glue right there. It's like I skipped a spot. I did. I'm like, that is not gluing. That's better. So now it's a nice purple color. And I'll probably leave the back just the way it is, because it can be written on that way. Just ink it just a little bit. Maybe we'll put a little bit of the spun sugar, the pink, on the back. Pretty. It'll go well with the front part there. First I'm going to use this one on this side. Yeah, it takes me so long just to get all the other stuff together for videos, and a lot of times, as you've seen, I forget stuff. If I had to ink everything too, oh my goodness, I'd never get a video done, I don't think, in a day. It's just a lot of prep. It's kind of nutty. When you're doing them every day, it's a lot. I'm just doing it this way. Okay, just to get a little color on there. What do we want to put on here? We could put her, since she's just right here, raring to go. Maybe a little bit of this. This is a sticker. This printable is from Medieval Mirage. She has beautiful black and white. This was just black and white, but I inked it. And I did do a video on that, so you can check that out if you desire. Just spattered it, that's all. So now when I take this off, I'll probably add a little more sticker just because this has been around for a while. So let's make sure it's sticky, especially on the edges. But if you had great, you know, new sticker stuff, then obviously it's probably fine. I'm just not sure how well that is going to stick. That's very pretty though. This little fairy girl on there, and I feel like it needs something else. Let's see. A little bit of lace maybe. One might be a little bit better. This is just a little piece of fabric. Little dots on it and roses. I don't think the color's right on that. Could use a piece of that. Yeah, I like that better. I'm just going to ink around her. I'm going to use the Concord, or Dusty Concord. If I can ever remember the name of all these, it'll be a miracle. There's a lot of them. Kind of got a little crazy on her arm there. Yeah, our friends that we're visiting they found a house in Florida they want to get, so that'll be nice for them. I might have to run a stitch through this. Just use these. Because I'm not sure how well that's going to stay. Could use Fabri-Tac too, though, if you have that. I kind of wanted this under, didn't I? I'm not paying attention. I got glue glob, a glue glob. Okay, and she can go right there. Looking very fabulous. I'm probably going to go ahead and use this just to make sure it stays. So yeah, I think that kind of instantly gives you a fun library card, you know, with the purple on the background. And of course you could use any color. You could use multiple colors. It would be cute. I have my paper towel. It's not particularly loving sticking to the lace, but I'll probably do a stitch around. I may even do kind of a stitch through just to make sure she stays on there. It's the only trick when you're doing different textures, right? Okay, what do we want to put on our time card? And I'll probably put a little tab of some kind right there to pull that out. This would even work. This little piece of pink just sitting here asking to be used. Yeah, that'd be really cute. We'll just do this for now. It'll get stitched when I go around the tag or whatever this is, journaling card. It'll get grabbed. So yeah, that'll be cute. Is that going to be in the right spot? I guess it doesn't matter. This card's a tiny bit smaller, so yeah, that's going to work great. What are the odds of that, right? Okay, so there's that one. What do we want to put on this one? I think it goes that way. Do you want this up here? Oops. And then this, I think I'll just kind of do something like that, just for some color on there. This would be another good thing to kind of spatter. So maybe we'll do that a little bit. Get it inked. And I'm going to kind of go heavy on that just to give it some color. But of course you can just do the edges, whatever you like. And then I'm also going to take the Mermaid Lagoon. And I'm going to spray it. Kind of want some little drips. I don't want like too much. Okay, that's good. I don't want too much. So, all right, I'm gonna get that dry. I'll be right back. I am back, and I realized, oh, I guess it's not too bad. I probably was so close to you guys. Sorry about that. I forgot to move that out of the way. So I have ink stuff, and I did do one of the tickets that Celeste sent to me. I sprayed it, you know, just like I did this. So thank you, Celeste, for that. And it's going to go down there, but first we're going to put our, this is a piece from the kit, the We Flower Fairies Digital. It's just going to go a scrap right on there. Right about here, I think. Okay. And then I want this piece of music, which I inked using the Dusty Concord and the Mermaid Lagoon. And I'm going to put it like right up at the top. And then I'm going to put the cute little ticket right down on the line down here. It's a little bit thicker paper, so I'm using the art glitter glue. Sit right on the line. And then we have one of our flowers from the kit, and I want it like to come all the way up to here. But I don't want it stuck to my glue book. And we're going to take the little boy and the bunny. They're going to like sit right on top of that ticket. Like that. So again, Dusty Concord, Mermaid Lagoon. My sprays are the sea glass. I need to look at them again, sorry. I'm trying to make sure his shoes are on there, and then I don't pay attention to the bunny's feet. It's like the bunny needs to be standing on it too. Otherwise it's gonna look real weird. Okay. So tumbled glass and shabby shutters. Tumbled glass, shabby shutters. And then we're going to put some fabric up at the top, and it'll be all ready to stitch. So I've just been using whatever little bits of stuff I have laying around. These are just fabrics that I were in my stash. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can rip them. I like to just put, you know, put them up at the top. However, this way and that. This is just some tulle. And it'll go on there, just squashed up. And we'll probably use a little piece of eyelash light, or what do you call this, trim, eyelash trim. I have a piece right here that I snipped off the other bit, and I will just stitch across there and around, and that little bit will stick up out of the journal, kind of like, I keep moving everything and then I can't find it. This one back here, see, so I did the same sort of thing. I just stitch across it, and so that'll stick up, and that one will do the same. So I think we did pretty good today. We have our little bumblebee girl on there, and then this little ticket, and the little purple one, and they'll all get stitched around. Well, that one won't, but these ones will. That'll go in there, and then this one, once I get it all stitched, slide in there, and you'll see the fun. I might put a little bit more eyelash trim up here, because that's kind of fun when there's, I like the way this one came out, so I'll probably try to do something kind of like that. All right, so I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will chat again soon. Talk later. Love ya. Bye now.